Good morning, everybody. How are you doing? It is Monday again. It seems to be quite bright out here. Don't know. It looks a bit cold. Hopefully, the sun will warm up a little bit later on. So I hope you're all doing okay. Hope you've had a lovely weekend. It was World Mental Health Day yesterday, so I hope you took some time for yourself to look after yourself and your well-being. I did a whole lot of beading and making because that is what calms me down and makes me happy. So that's what I did yesterday. Also went for a lovely walk. My son and his dad did the garden in the daytime while I was busy making. And then we went for a lovely walk. Autumn leaves. It was really, really nice. So I'm just going to say a very quick good morning to you all as you come in. And then I'm going to show you what we're making today. Really excited. I'm excited all the time, you know me. But really, really love these. I think they're a bit different and they're not too tricky to make and they look really beautiful. So good morning, Edward. How are you doing? First in this morning, Edward. Hope you're doing all right. Good morning to Debbie. Hello, Jitty. Hello to our lovely Charlotte. Mama of the group, Camille's here. Hello. Good morning, Amelia. Hello, Lucy. I hope you're feeling okay today. I think you were suffering with a headache, weren't you, over the weekend? I hope you're feeling better, my love. Good morning to Mina. She says, morning, Natalie and everyone. Happy day as I got 2 orders this morning from Totallybeads. Well, you might be putting another one in this afternoon, Mina. I think this is going to be right up your street. Good morning to Francis and Debbie. Hello, our lovely Hannah. How are you doing? Hannah says, morning, Natalie and everybody. Janice says, it is sunny in Swansea. Lovely. Morning, Natalie and our beading family. Beautiful autumn day today in Brixham, says Carol. Oh, Lucy says she's still got my headache and feel poopy. Lucy, is it like a migraine? Is it a tension migraine? There are pressure points that you can do apparently, which helps with migraines if that's worth a try. Apparently there's a little pressure point between your thumb and your finger there. If you pop a little peg or something on there, hopefully drink plenty of water anyway and get some rest, my love. Good morning to Judith. She says, sun is shining in Livingston. It's not here. It's there, but it's not here. Oh, but what we haven't got is what Charlotte's got, and it's the rain. To be honest, though, Charlotte, I think I'd take the rain if I got your views. Mina says, replying to Lucy, she is sending hugs to you. Everybody's sending hugs to you, my love. She says, yeah, it's a migraine. My eyes have been fuzzy and everything. Going to try and walk after the live. Fresh air might help. Yeah. Usually, I would say get some making done. That helps everything. But I don't think it will with a migraine. You just want to close your eyes, don't you? Sit in a dark room. They're horrible. My husband suffers with them. So I really am sending you lots of love and hope you're feeling okay. So what have we got today? So today we are making some gorgeous glass charm jewellery with headpins and cat's eye glass beads. They are beautiful. I will show you them on my map, but I'm going to show you them on the bust because do forgive the bust. I don't know if you can see, because it's velvet, it attracts everything. I will lint roller this constantly and yet it always looks a bit fuzzy, but look at how they dangle. They are so lovely. I don't know if you can see the colour on that. It's looking quite monochrome. It's not. It's beautiful. I've used a bit of a mix. I've cheated again. I've done some mixed beads in this one because I just love the tones of these colours together. But they hang really, really pretty. I've also made myself this morning a little pair of earrings to pop in because these fit together really sweet. And they took me a whole 2 minutes to make. So I thought, oh, I know, I'll match my autumnal outfit for you today and show off the products because I get the perk of the job. So I'm going to be showing you these today and I'll show you them on the website. There are loads of colours. I think there's 9 colours to choose from. and they're really, really, really pretty. So without further ado, let's take you over to the website and you can see what we've got on for you today. So as usual, take yourself over to totallybeads.co.uk. Now you can click on the video tutorial link here at the top. You can see all the different makes. I feel so proud when I see my makes floating about there at the top. You can scroll down to video tutorials. You can even go into categories and click on video tutorials that way. And these are what we're making today, cat's eye charm jewellery. So you can see all the gorgeous, gorgeous colours. Now, these photographs don't do them justice. When I've taken photographs of them, I'm laying them down flat. They hang beautifully, and that's why I want to show you them on the bust. They are only £9.99 today, so less than £10 you can get yourself a beautiful kit to make one of these in the colour choice that you prefer. So they're down from 15, and you can choose blue, green, we've got a light green as well. We've got a mauve, which is some of the colours that I've just shown you there. I don't know whether you can see them too well, so we'll show you them under the light and hopefully it'll be better. We've got this gorgeous orange. I am now absolutely converted. Orange, I think, is possibly one of my new favourites. It's got beautiful yellowishy, warm colour to it. It's gorgeous. We've got the pink, especially for you, Lucy. I know you love your pinks. We've also got purple and we've got sky blue as well. So for £9.99, click in whichever one you like. Have a little look what you get in these. So in your pack, you can make these. You'd be able to make more than one necklace. You could make a bracelet with it, or earrings like I've done. You can make all sorts with it. But you're going to get 2 strands of your cat's eye interlocking beads. You're going to get 2 bags of your head pins. You're not going to need, well, it depends how many you want to add on in terms of your charms, but you're going to get so many head pins. You're going to get your Crystal Rondelles, and you're getting 2 meters of your chain as well. So as I say, you're getting loads of chain in this kit. You're also going to get 10 lobster clasps. So there you go. You could make up to 10 if you wanted with all those clasps, 10 little bracelets, whatever it is you want to do. And you're also going to get your jump rings as well. So that's all the goodies that you get. You can see you're getting 2 sizes as well of these. We call them Pac-Man beads because of the way they fit together. No copyright intended there. And depending on which colour you choose, you'll also get a colour of chain, which slightly varies depending on which one you've picked. So this one's in the rhodium. But if I show you maybe a different colour, if we go into the gorgeous orange, the chain that you're getting with there is going to be your gold plated one. And you're going to obviously get your gorgeous matching colour crystals, your head pins and your jump rings and clasp and all your findings in the colour to match. So as I say, they are a really, really gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous kit today. I'm very excited about it. Lucy says she's never seen Pac-Man beads before. I don't know if we're allowed to call them that, but that's what we refer to them as because we know what we're talking about them. So as I say, I've kind of cheated here and I'm going to show you it maybe under the light a little bit better. I'll put you down on the mat. I'll show you them on the mat, so you'll see the colours better, and then I'll pop them on to the bust because the way they hang makes them just look so beautiful, and you can choose. So what I would like you to do in the comments as I'm going through and showing you the colours, make a little note on which one you would like me to work with today because I'm spoiled for choice, so I'll let you choose. I'll let you have the decision. So if we go down on the mat, you can see we've got the pinks, the blues, the purples, the light green, the mauve. We've got a lovely deep dark blue. We've got the orange and we've got the dark green colour as well. They are really, really lovely. So I'm going to pick them up. Now you can see the colours I'm going to show you on the model. We're having morning all brightish and stained, so hopefully it'll be nice enough to get to the summer house and bead later, says Sue. Oh, the summer house. The summer house in autumn should just be called the beading house, shouldn't it, really? Cheryl is saying, good morning, everyone. Have a good week from sunny SA. Lucy, there's a surprise. She's saying pink. Sarah is saying green. Which green? We've got two shades. We've got a light green and a dark green. Victoria likes the orange. Camille likes the orange. I'll be honest, I am kind of drawn to the orange. It might be what I'm wearing today, but match me earrings, wouldn't it? Sue says, good morning, Natalie and everyone. Beautiful day in North Devon. Busy crocheting a baby blanket for my friend's new granddaughter. How lovely. We've got a deep blue, a dark green, and another pink, another orange. This is going to be really hard to choose, isn't it? I should have done some sort of like snail race where I've brought them down. Okay, while you're still debating it amongst yourselves, let me take you back up and I will show you the colours on the bust if you can't see them. So this is how they hang. This is the pink one. You can add as many charms onto these as you want. I'm going to be using the looper tool today. I am going to show you how to do it with your usual round nose pliers, because we're basically just turning loops and making head pins into double connectors and eye pins. Really easy to do, but it's even easier if you've got the looper. How I survived life without one of them, I do not know. And this is the gorgeous, where have you gone, sky blue. Let me move this comment. Where have you gone? Sue, where's your comment gone? There you are. Okay. So we're getting orange, pink, blue, orange, little orange pumpkins, please, says Camille. Yeah, okay. We might go for the orange one, man, by the looks of it. So that's the sky blue. We've got this beautiful colour. This is not showing how gorgeous. I don't know whether it's because it's against the black and they do have kind of a little bit of transparency through them. So I think you are probably seeing the bust on that instead. There you go. Looks a bit like the colour of my wall. The light green we have. I just love how they sit when they're staggered on the chain, and we're putting these directly on the chain. And you can also do like I've done here. Let me untangle this for you a little bit. So I've doubled that up on the chain so you can make really gorgeous statement pieces. I am, when I get them in it, going to make a multicoloured one, because I just think they're lovely, and I think how gorgeous they'd be all layered up. That blue looks stunning, doesn't it? We've got the orange. There you go. And then this gorgeous deep green. I've just put loads on that one. So you can see there's loads of different effects you can make. You can hang them so they're kind of staggered. You can mix the charms on them like this one. So you can use the larger ones and the smaller ones together. And we're just adding those crystals on to give them that little bit of extra sparkle. Let me pop that down. Lucy's loving the green as well. Love the double chain one. You can do that with any colour, Pamela. It's really nice to do. I put the two chains onto the one jump ring, but you could also attach one chain to the other if you wanted to layer it that way as well. Why don't you do the multicoloured one today? So, Sarah. Yeah. Is that okay with everybody? Because I do appreciate that. I don't know. Maybe I'll be upselling. Maybe you'll think, well, I can't just buy one now for $9.99. Let's get loads. The only thing that will be slightly different is obviously I'm going to have to pick one colour length of chain. Okay. So let's just get loads out and let's see what we've got. So let's do. Shall I do a silver chain with the silver findings and head pins? Okay. Right. So your gorgeous products, if I pop you back down on the mat, will come in a little kit together. So whichever colour you've chosen, you're going to get all of those head pins. You're going to get your 2 different sizes of your charms, so slightly larger and slightly smaller ones. You're also going to get the gorgeous crystals that run through them, and we add them on with all of your findings, so your jump rings and your lobster clasp as well. Now, the first thing I tend to do is I make my chain. So take your chain, you're getting loads and loads, look at that. You could be like Mr. T, you could multi-layer them up. There's loads of chain on that, loads of length. And you're just going to measure out whatever size you want. Now, for me, I often just place it around my neck and think I'd like to hang there. Other people say, I know I want a 50 centimetre chain length or whatever it is. So that's quite large. Do whatever you would like in terms of length. And we're just going to open this up like we would do a jump ring. So you're going to find your little opening, and we're just going to open that up like so. So we've got the length that we want. Also going to close that back up again, because there's nothing wrong with that link for when we want to do another one. So once you've got the length of chain that you want, let me just check. Yeah, I think that's going to fit nice. I'm going to make this into a chain, and I do this to begin with because I want to find the middle point for when I have my charms on. So you need your 2 jump rings, and you need 1 of your lobster clasps. So we're going to open up our jump ring, using all of my pliers, all of that space. I'm going to move it. In fact, I'm going to put my lobster clasp on this one too. We're going to close it back up, going past that point. If it doesn't quite meet, just bring it back again and give it a little twist as you do it, and that will join that up perfectly. And the same on the other side. We're going to add another jump ring. I know I say it to you all the time, and I know you're probably already aware, but we are opening this with that kind of motion of either it coming towards me or away. I am not opening up that way, I'm just opening it that way. Okay, so now we have our chain, and that is done and gorgeous. I'm going to move that slightly out to the side and hopefully won't forget where I've put it. And now we're going to get our gorgeous, beautiful cat's eye beads. Now it's again entirely up to you how you want to make these. You might want to have the larger ones as the ones with the, let me show you an example. So what I've done, if I put this down, is you can see I'm alternating them. So I'm making some with the little dangles. You might want to use, I've used all the same size on this one, but you might want to use the larger ones for that. You might want to, so you're alternating them. You might want to add different colours in if you're getting more than one. It's entirely up to you. Let's pop that there out the way. So if you have a little look at these gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous beads, I'm just going to take a couple off my string and I'll show you how these fit together. Now, usually I'll do 4 with just the little crystal, and then I'll tend to make 5 with kind of the double connector. So I'm actually going to get out a different colour for them. I'm going to get myself in a pickle, aren't I? So these ones, I'll use the larger ones with them. They tend to come on the kind of champagne gold. We want those darker crystals too. But they're going to look lovely with the silver as well for today's project. I'm probably overcomplicating it, aren't I? But I'm just so excited to use them all. So if you have a little look, the reason why we kind of refer to them as Pac-Man is that's what they look like. They've got these little openings at the side, so you can connect them in together. So if I take out one of my earrings, that's what I've done this morning. I've just literally popped them in together so they interlink, which is really, really sweet. There are so many things that you can do with these, but because they've got that little kind of gap, these gorgeous crystals fit in perfectly. So if we were to make these little dangly charms, let's do a couple of those. All you're going to do is you're going to get your head pin, and I tend to put, I haven't cut that, have I? I tend to put 3 on, but again, you can do whatever you want. You can add as many as you like. So I'm just sliding those onto the head pin, like so. And then if we were using our usual tools of our round nose pliers rather than the looper, I would bend that at an angle to around 90 degrees. And I'm going to cut it off that extra length. So I'm going to leave myself maybe just less than 1 centimetre. All I'm going to do is I'm going to place that in right up towards the end of my round nose pliers. There's nothing sticking out of it there. And I'm just going to give that a little turn. So because I've bent this at 90 degrees, as I turn this loop, it will sit lovely on top of itself and create that perfect little eye. Can you see that okay? You should know by now how to turn a loop. So really easy to do. I think I'm going to do 5 of those. So again, I'm going to add on as many little crystals as I like. These are such a gorgeous colour. Pushing them right down to the end of that little like nail end on my head pin. Again, I'm going to bend it. Now, when you turn these loops, it's entirely up to you if you want to turn them towards you or away from you, whatever's comfortable. If you want to get them perfectly the same, what I often do is I line up what I've cut off against the other one. So they're going to be exactly the same length. And you can also make a little mark on your pliers with a marker or whatever, just so you know when I'm turning that loop, I'm going to turn it at the same point on my pliers. So my loops should then be about the same size. However, if you've got the looper, that will do that for you. And I'm going to show you how to use the looper as well. Let's just finish these off the good old-fashioned way. Having the looper does just speed up the process so much. You will have to forgive me for the dry skin on my hands if you can see that. I've been working on a project over the weekend where I have been making like wrapped loops, and I've probably made, I'm not exaggerating here, I've probably made about 1,000. And they're really easy to do, and I can just sit and watch the telly or whatever while I'm doing it. But after a while, it has started to take a little bit of strain on the skin on my hands. It's fine. I'll just pop a bit of lotion on, overturn that one there. But yeah, I didn't want to put my lotion on today because I didn't want to make my hands slippy. So I will show you with the looper as well now. And I'm going to cheat, and I'm probably going to do all of my charms with the looper too. So to use this absolute wonder, what I do, pop the beads or crystals or whatever you're using, and we're just sliding that through. Now what you'll find, don't know if you can see, there's a little hole here which goes all the way through. Can you see that? So what I'm doing is I'm placing that head pin all the way through so it comes out that other side, because then when I do this, it cuts it off for me, and all of my loops are going to be absolutely perfectly symmetrical and the same, which is gorgeous. All I might need to do is just bend it a little bit more and close it up a little bit more. So I'm making it into that lovely I shape rather than the P. Look how easy this is. How have I survived without one of these for so long? I do like a tool. I always tend to buy things and then we'll just revert back to using my usual trusty, the pliers I've got are very old. I might need to invest in some more cutters because they're starting to blunt a little bit. But having this just makes things so much easier. Now, obviously, you can't do wrap loops with these. You are just making your eye pins. But if you're doing a project like this, where you're making quite a few of them, then I would definitely recommend you invest in one. So we are just popping on the crystals, popping it through that little hole, bringing them right up, give it a little squeeze. Again, as you see, when it first does it, although these are exactly the same size each time, it's slightly open and it's more of a P than it is an I. So all I'm doing is popping my round nose in, giving it a little bend up and closing that over. There you go. Camille says, I've got a black looper. I want a nice yellow one now. I mean, it really doesn't matter on the colour. I think the only difference with them is you can get obviously different sizes to make different size loops with them. Joe also loves her looper. Oh, Camille says, just remembered I have a looper. I haven't used it yet. I need to find it for this. You do. Honestly, you'll make this in about 10 minutes. Okay, so to make the charms, again, really straightforward. I am going to add on just one crystal this time. Sorry, I've got a little bit of fluff off my finger. I don't know what that's come from. Probably my beading mat. So I'm just adding the one little crystal this time onto the head pin. And then I am popping on my gorgeous cat's eye charm. And can you see how that little groove in it just fits that crystal perfectly? And all I'm going to do, again, you can bend it, turn it with your round nose like you would do usually with any of your hairpins. But again, I am going to use the looper because I know they're all going to be perfectly uniform then. I don't have to bend it or angle my wire at all, my hairpin rather. I'm just popping it straight in like so. Now I'm going to show you what happens if you don't put it through that little hole in the looper. And to be honest, it doesn't matter. Sometimes I don't, depending on what it is I'm making. So for example, if I was to put it in, but not put it through the hole, as I turned it, it wouldn't really cut it. It would still turn the loop and it would make a little dent in it, but it wouldn't cut it. If that happens, it's not the end of the world. You can just trim it. I need to trim that just a little bit more. And you can still turn that around, and that still works. So what are we doing? I'm putting the, oh, see, it was meant to be doing these with that one, weren't I? Okay, well, we're going to make them match a little bit more. I don't know how many colours I'm going to be able to show you today, because we probably will be here. I should have got more different ones out, shouldn't I? So what I tend to do is I will make, and you can add as many of these as you want onto your necklace, but to get that staggered look for most of them, I've done 4 of them like this and 5 of them with the dangly bits on it. So again, going in with the looper, round, done. See how quick this is? So that's 3. And another hairpin. Lucy, I think you and Camille are having a conversation, aren't you? But the colour of tulle is important. Why? I bet you if you could have pink ones, Lucy, you'd be all about the pink ones. I suppose I've got multicoloured general tulles. So my cutters are pink, Lucy. Really, what's the most important is you've got a comfy handle to hold, not the colour. But these are really nice to hold, and you don't have to put much force on them to close them. So I have 4 of those, which will do me for now. All I'm doing is just popping my round nose into that a little bit to straighten it up and then close it over a bit more. Okay, now to make your double connectors, so your double eye pins, so to speak, I'm going to use the larger green ones for this. I'm going to take, I think we'll do 5. Okay, so same again, we are taking our head pin. Now there's different ways in terms of order you can do this. I made so many of them, and then when, should I put that one with it, or should I put that one with it? That one. I made so many of them, I got myself into a little rhythm of how I did it. And then when I came back to do it, I did it again this weekend just to check I remembered the process, because I didn't write down myself instructions. And then I kind of was like, was I doing it this way? You get the same effect each time. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off the little kind of, it looks like a hammered nail end. No, see, can you see that? So all I've done is I've chopped that off. So I've got nothing stopping it on the end. I am going to make my loop to begin with. So this time I'm not putting it all the way through. I'm literally putting it to where that first point is, popping it in, giving it a little twist. If you need to straighten it up, you can do. So that's my first end. And then I'm going to pop my crystal and my bead on. And then I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side, only this time I am putting it through that little hole. Give it a little turn and straighten that up. So again, take your head pin, chop the end off, pop it through, just to the point where it's going to give it a turn. Close that up, make it perfect. Add on your crystal and your bead. And what I do want to make sure, just for me being a bit of a perfectionist, I want my loops to open the same way on each side. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to, whichever way you want to hold it, I'm going to put it this way so my connector of my loop is here at the top. And then when I put it in this way, just check that's not giving it a little twist around. Just put my thumb on it a little bit to stop it. When I pop it back in the other way around, both of my loops are going to open the same way then. Do you need me to show you how to do this with the usual method, with just using the round nose? Or do you feel like you know how to turn a loop like that? Basically, it's just how I showed you with that one. You're just doing the same with your pliers and your round nose. Chop the end off. Turn yourself a little loop at the end with whichever tools you're using. Close it up, make sure it's perfect. Pop on your crystal and your bead. Again, check it goes the right way. So if my opening is facing upwards, when I pop it in the looper, it will be opening on the same side. I don't know what you're all talking about. You do make me laugh. See, this is what I love about the live. You come in, you'll interact with me, and then you'll just have a chit chat amongst yourselves. And then I'm scrolling up the comments thinking, what have I missed? What's going on? What are we watching? Oh, didn't chop my end off there. In, turn your loop. Very occasionally, you will get one of your beads where the hole running through it might not be perfectly central. Of all of the strings of these that I've had, I think I've found maybe about 3 which don't. But you'll know when you put your head pin in if it runs through the middle or not. And to be honest, unless you were connecting them together, like I've done with the earrings, it really doesn't matter, providing that they'll join if you're making them connect. So I'm just going to flatten that out a little bit because I've put a little twist in that one. So making an eye pin on one side, and adding another connection and opening on the opposite side. And that, let me move these out of the way, is it. So now all we need to decide is, do we want them to go that way up or this way up? I tend to like popping them that way up, and then I'm going to add my little charms to the end of them so they're dangly and lovely. And I'm just going to open them up like I would do with a jump ring. I'm opening them that way, not that way, attaching them on and closing that over. And again, you can just check at this point that all of your loops are perfectly closed. You're not going to lose one. Opening it up, popping it on through, closing it back over. Just checking they're closed. That one could do with closing a little bit. As I say, you don't need to have the looper. You can just use your usual trusty round nose pliers to turn your loops. And you'll find the more you do, the more uniform they become anyway. I don't mark my pliers with a pen. You can do if you need that visual reference, but I think when I've done that many, I just have an idea of whereabout I'm placing my pliers. Just gonna make sure they're all absolutely perfectly closed. Okay, so these are my charms and I'm now ready to add them to my chain. So you could add these with jump rings if you wanted. I don't, I put them directly on the chain and then they dangle, I think, just lovely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the chain that we made before. Let me just have a little sip of water, do excuse me. Oh, I like that idea. Sharon says, how about making a central bead a double like your earrings? Ooh. Listen to me, ooh and ah. Right, okay, we've got time, haven't we? What I'm going to do is I'm going to do just that. Only I'm going to multicolour my large beads. So I'm going to, let's see, shall I add the dangle to it as well? I think I should, shouldn't I? So I'm going to chop my end off, just remove that little bit that's still in, make my loop. See, the possibilities of this are absolutely endless. I'm going to put on the 2 different shades and interlock them like that. Sharon, you're an absolute genius. And then I'm going to, now that's not going to fit all the way through, but that's okay. Might still cut it. Lovely. And now I'm going to use the same crystals. Again, I'll show you how to do this without the looper. So if you're just using your pliers and you want to make your head pins into eye pins, you add on whatever beads or crystals you're using. I bend it personally away from me. I'm gonna just cut off, leaving about 1 centimetre. And I'm going to turn that loop. Now I turn it towards me. You might not want to. You might have a different way. I tend to, the way I do it, put a little kink in it first, just so I can start to turn that round. The good thing with your pliers is you're always going to get a closed loop. With the loopers, it won't always close completely. Okay, and then I'm going to add on there you go. Okay, so when I'm attaching them onto my chain, what I usually do is, this reason why I make my chain first and attach the clasp is I want to find the center. So I find it easier to have my chain made up first. And then I add on my charm directly to the chain, just like I would do opening and closing a jump ring. So I've got that central one sitting there. Now, depending on how many charms you're using, you can space them out however you like. You could organize them however you like, but I find it's easier to get them spaced nicely and neatly when I work from the inside going out. So I am going to alternate them. Sometimes I've done where I've had 2 dangles and then put the little ones at the end. Sometimes I've just completely alternated them going like this. Okay, so find the design that you're happy with. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to count 5 links in between each one. And I just feel they sit nicely like that. But as I say, if you're using lots of different colours or you want lots and lots of charms, I have done them where I've just spaced them with 2 in between. But I quite like the look of how they fall this way. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm just going to add that on and close that. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take 2. So I'm just going to add that on and close that up. And then I'm going to work out this way this time. So I'm going to open up my charm and I'm going to count and attach it on where I like and close that up. You see that's already taking shape. Going to use a dangly one this time, and I'm going to count my links, pop it on, and just close that up again. So if I was to be making a multi-strand one, I'd do exactly the same and I'd just attach this extra chain length to the same jump rings. However, you could always add an extra piece of chain in between and kind of layer them that way. If anybody makes these, or when people make these, can you please put them in the handmade group, because I'd love to see what you've come up with. Okay, so I'm opening it up and I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I've counted right, they should be looking lovely and evenly spaced. Okay, so I've got 2 more of the danglies to attach. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Closing that up. And the last one. And there is my beautiful necklace. I'm going to put it on. I'm going to put it on the mannequin to begin with, or the bust rather, because I don't know whether it's actually the right length for my top that I'm wearing. You can put your extra one on the end as a feature. You could also, do you mean like attach it onto my clasp at the back? Is that what you mean, Camille? Those greens are lovely, says Lucy. Isn't it pretty? I just love them. I'm going to try and put it on. I don't know whether my chain length is going to be a little bit too long. I think it probably is a bit too long for the particular top I'm wearing. It's so pretty, isn't it? Now it clashes with the earrings, though. I should have added the gold ones on. Can you see it? I made up with that. So I will just have a quick look in the comments to see if I've missed anything. Camille says that's how I do mine too, Nat. I don't know what it is that we're doing the same, but I'm glad I'm not alone, whatever it is. Lucy's now thinking she wants a 1.5 looper. Mine was 2. Oh, does it say on it? Yes. I'm like, where's the box? Mine says there which one I was using. So the 2.25. I think they give the perfect size, to be honest. But providing they're all uniform, it really doesn't matter. Lucy's kindly shared the link to, that's the handmade group, I think, isn't it? Yeah. So if you're making anything, it doesn't have to be anything that we do on the live. Quite often we inspire each other. So I'll see somebody post something and think, oh, I've made one of them too. Or I'll be thinking, oh, I've never made one of those and I'd really like to. So do share your gorgeous work. It's a really lovely community group. Everybody helps each other out. We share advice. We share tips on maybe materials that you could try, different types of beads you could use, where to get certain tools from. Yeah, it's a really lovely group. So Kitti is going to be back with you on Wednesday. I'm going to be with you on Friday. What are we making Friday? Bangles, I think. You might need some glue. That's all I'm going to say. Sheila says, lovely set. Problem is which colour to buy. They're $9.99. As you can see, they look lovely if you do 2 different tones together. The lengths that I've used, do excuse me from just dipping out of shot there. I just want to show you what they do look like. Now, bear in mind, the chains that I'm using for them are different colours because I've been making each colourway up using different ones accordingly. And they're also slightly different lengths. But let me show you what it would look like if you added just a few different colours together. Have to get this one in. I really want to add that dark blue as well. So you could do a multicoloured one where you're just adding different charms, or you could do a layered one where you're using different lengths of chain. Now, I've not popped them on properly. They're all over the place because they're all individual. But I just think having that mix, little pop of colour, they just look so lovely together. Ooh, what are you talking about? I think Sarah Millsop is back on Wednesday. Is she? Oh, so you know before I do. Well, that's lovely. I've missed watching her so much. She's Kitti is phenomenal. But Sarah is also a guru. So anytime I come and do a live, I'm always like trying to channel Kitti and a bit of Miss Millsop. So, okay, well, Sarah's back with you Wednesday. I don't know what she's doing. I didn't even know she was back. Oh, I'm going to have to go in the group and have a little look what I've missed. Lucy says, I know everything. Well, don't you just? Oh, she's doing the poppy on Wednesday, Camille. Has she told you this in BeadClub? Have you got the inside scoop, have you? The poppy is absolutely stunning. Oh, that's good. Okay, well, Wednesday, hopefully I'll be able to distract my little one for long enough and I'll join in and I'll make that as well. Okay, so do come back with us this week. Whoever is on Wednesday and me again with you on Friday. It's been lovely to be with you today, this morning. Thank you for joining me. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you at the end of the week. So have a good one, everybody. Lots of love and light to you. Take care. Bye.